Jeff Passan, Yahoo Sports baseball writer, joining us on the show. We'll get to that replay issue with Oakland and Cleveland. Let me ask you about the column you wrote on Clay Buchholz. How did this get started where we started to look at maybe him doctoring the baseball?
Clay Buchholz was really sloppy. Like, if you're going to, I mean, that's what it comes down to. If you're going to do something, don't go out there with, like, a huge patch of soul glow on your left arm. I mean, the problem is he just wasn't discreet about it. And the pitchers with whom I spoke about this said Clay Buchholz ruined this all for us by acting the fool. And that's what he did. I mean, he just sprayed too much sunscreen on his arm, and he went out there, and it was so obvious that Dirk Hayhurst, the former Major League pitcher and now commentator up in Toronto, said, looks like he's got some old Eddie Harris slickum on his left arm.
Okay, so he was in the Dome, wasn't he, in Toronto? It wasn't a sunny day where he can say, I needed the sunscreen, right?
No, it was not a sunny day. It might have been a sunny day in Toronto for all I know, but yeah, the dome roof was closed.
Is this cheating?
So, I don't think so. I think it sort of abuts the border there, and baseball cheating is sort of like an art. And if you do it the proper way, and if it's not all nefarious, and if you're not having to go down to aging clinics to get drugs that you're going to shoot into your body, I think there's actually a little bit of charm to it. Like a good baseball cheater, I really appreciate. Gaylord Perry was a good cheater, and he eventually got caught, but he was a great cheater. For years, got away with it. I mean, Clay Buchholz, when he's going out there with greasy hair and licking his fingers and rubbing it on his arm, he's just not a good cheater. And so, look, the benefit here is obvious. When you combine Bullfrog sunscreen along with rosin, 4 pitchers told me this, you get an extremely tacky substance that helps you grip the ball better. It doesn't make the ball move anymore, which is why hitters don't complain about it. It doesn't make the ball do R.A. Dickey knuckleball-like things, but what it does is it gives the pitcher a better grip on the ball, and a better grip is a good thing for the pitcher, and it's probably a good thing for the hitter, too, because in all likelihood, balls aren't going to go flying up at guys' heads. Any
reaction from Major League Baseball?
No, I talked with Pat Courtney at Major League Baseball, and he was very very smart in the way that he actually phrased how baseball is looking at it. What he said was, if there is a foreign substance, Major League Baseball will look in to see if pitchers are doctoring balls. He didn't say that sunscreen is a foreign substance, and he didn't say that the Bullfrog plus rosin is doctoring balls. And so I think Major League Baseball, because the players are okay with it, MLB is okay with it too. Now, granted, the players were okay with using steroids as well. And MLB sort of looked the other way there, too, but I think this is a completely different thing. And, look, cheating in this respect goes on all around baseball. Bats are still corked all the time, Dan. I mean, there are bat manufacturers out there that take special orders for cork bats every single day. And so to think that baseball hasn't or has lost some of its old mentality, some of that spirit from way back in the day when you think that there was a lot more cheating than now. Now, there's plenty of cheating, sign stealing, subterfuge going on today. They're just really better about hiding it, except apparently in the case of Clay Buchholz.
He's Jeff Passan, Yahoo Sports baseball writer, joining us, Dan Patrick Show. Yeah, baseball and NASCAR, it's sort of like, how close do we get to the point where, you know, I'm cheating, sort of cheating, I'm really cheating, I'm in trouble.
That's a good point. And I mean, you see how these crew chiefs just try and rig their engines to get as close as humanly possible to cheating without cheating, or with cheating and just hoping that they don't get caught.
What did you make of the Mickey Mantle cork bat that's up for auction?
Doesn't shock me at all. My favorite part of that by far is the Seinfeld line now. You know, the episode with Terry Hatcher, and they're real and they're spectacular. Jerry compared it to Mickey Mantle corking his bat. Now that we know that Mickey Mantle corked his bat, what has Jerry Seinfeld's opinion on fake boobs changed? I asked him that on Twitter. Didn't get a response. I was very disappointed with that because, I mean, look, everybody in baseball has cheated one way or another. I had a pitcher tell me, one of the guys who was telling me about the bullfrog, he told me that when he was in the minor leagues, that because there were only 2 umpires, what he would do is that he would move up about 2 feet in front of the mound since there weren't umpires at first and third base, and you couldn't tell the depth perception, so he was throwing a ball at about 58 feet, and a fastball would look about 2 or 3 miles per hour faster. And so, and this is a guy who's a good major league pitcher, and so even the good ones will do what they can to get an advantage, and if that means, sunscreen and rosin, hey, Clay Buchholz had a 1.01 ERA after that game in Toronto.
Is replay working?
No, of course not. The replay system in baseball sucks. The replay system in baseball is a half measure when you need to go all the way. And there are people within Major League Baseball in high positions who desperately want it to change. And there is a committee that consists of generally a bunch of 60 and 70-year-old guys. And I'm 32 myself, so I'm not trying to be ageist here. What I am trying to say is that these are guys who come from an era where the human element is revered, whereas the human element last night with Angel Hernandez showed just how fallible it is. And I understand that even replay didn't save it last night, but damn, it's just embarrassing to see that they have the technology. They legitimately have the technology to get things right. They have the resources. They have everything. And a couple of stubborn people are the only thing standing between baseball getting the system it deserves and needs and the system that it has right now, which is completely inefficient and obviously we saw last night wrong.
But can we have a nerve center where, like the National Hockey League has, where you just say, we have technology, we have guys who are going to be looking at this on, HD TVs. It's not going to be something that's rushed or you have to look, a small monitor here. It's there to be seen, and how many times are you going to use it? If you're going to use replay, then be correct when you use replay or don't have it at all.
I'm gonna one up you on this, Dan. Not only can you have a nerve center, but you can make this the most interactive thing possible. What has changed our view of replay in the NFL? Mike Pereira. All of a sudden, when we have a former referee who's going over the highlights with us in slow motion and explaining to us what's going on, it engages us. It makes us feel like we're part of this. Major League Baseball could do that. And having somebody who can be the face of replay, who can explain things to us, who can be the expert, and having a camera inside that replay room in New York is going to happen, is going to open up worlds, and is going to make baseball replay be a lot more smooth of a transition than I think a lot of the purists really want it to be.
Good stuff, Jeff. Thanks for joining us.
Sure thing, Dan. Thanks for having me, man.
Jeff Passan, Yahoo Sports baseball writer. That was good. Tell me what you really think about a replay there. And I like how in certain sports, it's okay to cheat or keep trying to cheat. Like NASCAR, you expect it. What am I going to get away with here? Oh, you're just being good old boys. Well, if not, then all cars are the same. And in baseball, I can use sunscreen and rosin. Technically, I shouldn't be. But hey, you know what? Everybody seems okay with this. We stumbled upon this. There's a loophole in here. I got to have this sunscreen. It's a night game. Well, you never can tell. That moon, those ultraviolet rays, who knows? And then you mix it with rosin. You got a tacky substance there, and you're able to maybe peel off a little better curveball there.